Good morning. We're going to do a short series of videos on applique. Before we do the actual applique, we got to talk a little bit about materials. The things that we applique, or applique in the French sewing technique, is that you attach something. Traditionally it was attaching by hand with hand stitches, some of which were just, I couldn't even replicate. Today, in the sewing room, we have many tools available to us to sew and create. Some of which are no-sew, some are sew-through, some are fusible to give strength to the fabric. Some are very unique in their construction, and so what we're going to do is just have a little look at a couple of them before we actually do a demonstration. This is the Heat and Bond no-sew, and it is really rigid, and you can see it has one glue surface. Underneath the paper backing there is an additional glue surface, and you do this such as I did to repair my cushion with the mouse hole, where sewing it is not something I wanted to do, could do, or needed to do. And it's a fun, fast way to make appliques, which you can cut out with your Cricut machines and using design space. This is also Heat and Bond product, but it is light. Heat and Bond light, much thinner, and you can sew through it. So if you're going to add a satin stitch to an applique, this is the product that you want. Other materials that we use to fuse, this is called a fusible fleece. And the purses and pouches and things that we make often have this inside, and you will see that there is a gluey surface on one side and a matte surface on the other. And it is a non-woven fabric, and it is basically compressed glue on one side. Other tools that you can find, there's many different types of fleeces, many different types of products that you can use to heat those smaller projects, or if you really don't want to hem something, say a Christmas stocking project or something that you just want easy. This is no-sew, and it's very thin, and it can take the place of hemming. So we will be back with an actual applique. We're back with an applique demonstration. You will see that I have my EasyPress, and I have it set at 250 Fahrenheit because it approximates in a very accurate way the temperature that's suggested by Heat and Bond, Ultra Bond, for a silk setting. I also have my Cricut silicone mat, which I use when using adhesives so I don't get any residue on the bottom of my EasyPress. So this is a flower that I want to use as an applique, and I'm going to cut it out. So first of all, what I need to do is adhere or fuse the fabric to the Heat and Bond, and you can see I could trim that off, but for the demonstration I'm going to use my silicone mat so that you can see it will protect my EasyPress. And once again, you just press. There's no pressure needed really. It's just a nice place to hold your hand, and I found when I was doing a project to repair a cushion, 30 seconds at 250 with this particular fabric was really more than enough. You can always check it, of course, as you go along. So removing the silicone mat, which has protected my EasyPress, you can see that the adhesive did in fact adhere to the silicone mat, but not to my EasyPress. So that's what I wanted to demonstrate there. You can see the hot glue, and you can see that it is perfectly adhered. So now what I want to do, and this will take a while and I won't make you watch this, I simply cut around the applique. Now if you were doing an applique on with your Cricut Maker, it would be cutting this for you. but I just wanted to do a quick demonstration based on a project I actually did recently. And so I will not bore you with those further details, but I will show you after it's cut how it adheres and you peel off the paper. I am back and I have the motif cut out from the heat and bonded fabric. And now, just as easy as anything, you just find a place. I'm going to say that now, but of course because I'm filming it's not going to be easy. There you go. You just peel off the paper and you can see where the glue, see how shiny that is as compared to the non-bonded side. So it is now ready for the no-sew application to a piece of fabric. And because I don't like wasting anything, I'm not sure what I'll do with this, but I put it on a coordinating fabrics because I just might do something with it. Really no fear now of any glue coming back up onto your EasyPress if you've cut properly, but you know what? What the heck? Use it. I have iron cleaners. I have an extensive array of pressing and irons. My favorite now is the EasyPress because of the accuracy. And on my Christmas wish list is the EasyPress 2, the small one, because this would be perfect. So once again, we're just going to place that on. And again, you don't really need to hold it. It's going to be melting the glue is really all that it's doing. And that's why the lower heat is all that's needed. And I take the mat off. This is really the only time I use this mat is when I don't want adhesives on my iron or my EasyPress. And there you go, you see it's completely adhered. I guess there's one little lift there. I will redo it. But that is all there is to it. Nothing could be easier. Yesterday's project, I applied something like this to an already stuffed pillow. And it was an easy project and it went beautifully. Absolutely zero complaints about the heat and bond product or using the EasyPress. Everything about it is perfect. And I will just use the residual heat. It went off. Just use the residual heat to get the final adhesion on that one petal. And we're done. And you can see just how easy that was. So I hope that helps. We'll be doing a couple of other appliques. We'll show you the sewing solution, but they all work with the same. The only warning is with fusibles, protect your EasyPress or your iron or whatever you're using. And thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful.